Well, hello and good evening, everyone. It's your girl again, Rain and Woman, and I want to welcome all of my new supporters and again, welcome back all of my returning supporters. I hope everyone is doing okay. And the music you just heard playing was none other than another one of my homeboys. I can't say he's my friend because I don't know him. However, he is one of my homeboys, a local artist out here in the Houston, Texas area, doing his thing with the violin. His name is Dominique Hammonds. So, I do like to support my local artists as well as others. So I'm going to go ahead and get into something new I'm going to be doing on my channel. A new series and playlist that is coming up starting tonight. And that is talking about grief and mourning. If you have been listening to my channel for a while, especially in my earlier months of getting started on YouTube. You know that I have lost several people in my life, some very, very dear people to me, like my closest, my nucleus, I would even say, um, in the last several years. And I have been reading a book. Now, it's not the first book I have read or started reading about grieving. Um, there were several, but there's this one book that has stood out apart from the rest. And I really want to share this book. I want to open the conversations about grieving, and I want to have something on my channel that others can go to as a direct reference when they are facing grief fresh, um, and or when they are having a setback during grieving. So, death, experiencing the death of a loved one is not anything anyone is going to escape their life with, I don't think. And there is nothing, quite honestly, that anyone can say or do to help anyone prepare for the loss of a loved one. It doesn't matter if you have some kind of warning or some kind of estimate, like if someone is on their deathbed, sick bed, or if it is sudden and tragic. I don't believe there's anything that anyone can really say or do to prepare you. Greetings, Joe W. Good to see you. So, recently, last last weekend, um, not this past weekend, but the weekend prior, the weekend of September the 11th. On that Saturday, I was with family on one side of my family celebrating one of my aunt's 75th birthday. We had a lot of family together. Oh my goodness, it was such a huge celebration. It was just so dynamic. There were parts of it that was very separate and very elegant. It was just luxurious. And then there was a separate part where there were more of the family coming together, and it was just a great big celebration. We had just generations of people just surrounding and celebrating my aunt for her 75th birthday. And she is just as vibrant, just as healthy, just as ah, she's just as beautiful and just as, did I say vibrant? Just at 75. And it was just really awesome to see the different generations present for the celebration. And even her own circle of friends and other elders in the family there for the event. Just wonderful. And the look on her face at the surprise and the joy of everyone being present and being thankful for even the smallest acknowledgement. There was no acknowledgement that was small. That was too small, right? And the decorations, oh my goodness, my cousins went all out on decorations and stuff. I was just like, okay. But it was wonderful. And then the next day, the following Sunday, I called up to the country to speak to some of my elderly cousins on another side of my family. And I normally call in the evening. I very rarely, in fact, I believe this is only my second time ever calling in the morning, ever. And I was handed the phone. I mean, I wasn't handed the phone. My cousin was handed the phone by her daughter, and this is my elderly cousin, and she told me that her husband was leaving her. Those were the words that she used. She said, well, when I asked her how was she doing, I felt like something was up the way my cousin answered the phone, her daughter. I felt like something was up. Just, felt like something was up. But when she received the phone and I asked her how she was doing and everything, and she said, well, they call me Libby. Well, Libby, my husband is leaving me. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean he's leaving you? What do you mean? I had an idea, but I needed to be clear. So she repeated it and she said, well, he's leaving me. Little bit, I think he's leaving me. I think he's getting ready to go be with the Lord. And I was like, okay. And she began to talk a little bit longer, and I stopped her and I said, just, you know what? I asked her how long had he been home because he had been in the hospital. He had been in the hospital, and then he had been in a treatment center. And so I asked how long he had been home, and she said a couple of weeks. And she started to go into explain, and I just cut her short, and I said, you know what? I am on my way. Just you don't have to say another word to me right now. I'm going to be there. I am on my way. So I took a minute, gathered my thoughts, and ate, got a few things together. and got in my car and I headed to the country. And I just kept saying, Lord, please let me get there in time. Just let me get there in time. Just, I don't want the last time and the next time I see him to be looking down at him, putting him in the ground. Just please let me make it. And I was thinking, Shalom, Jacob, good to see you. And I was thinking, oh my God, what is my cousin going to do? Meaning his wife. What is she going to do? What is she going to do? What should I even expect? And Lord, help me to be ready because that's her heart. All I've known is for them being together. And she's been so diligent in taking care of him. And she's so much older. These are my seniors. And I was like, Lord, just help me. And help me to be in a good place to where I don't let my emotions lead and my emotions get in the way, right? So I get there and I greet everybody that's there briefly because I'm like, look, I'm glad y'all here, but I need to see my cousin. I need to see the man of the hour. I need to see him. So I go and I let him know, hey, Libby's here. And I talked to him for a few minutes, and I wasn't there an hour. Hey, Chaos Rain. Matter of fact, it may have been anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes that I was there, and he took his last breath. And it was something. It was something. It was beautiful in knowing. I think it's got to be, and it must be beautiful in knowing when you are transitioning, leaving this earthly realm. Hey, Silva, the technician, to be surrounded and be present to loved ones, really and truly. So, I'm not going to discuss that whole scene, but in the midst of everything, after they came and removed his body, hey, Little Rock, good to see you. After they came and removed his body, and some of my younger cousins, their children were getting gathering the documents and paperwork and trying to, put as much as they could in order at the time so that our elderly cousin wouldn't have to concern herself with that at this time, right? And she and I are talking, so I am entertaining my elderly cousin at this time. And engaged, keeping her engaged through the process and her processing. And I read some parts of this book to her. I had read some to her before for me, just for me. And but this time it was for her as well as for me. And after I read something to her from the book, she began to just open up and just talk. Just talk. And I said to myself, I really want to do this on my channel on YouTube. I really want to talk about grief, open the discussions for grief more on my channel. And I am actually I am very grateful to be in the place that I'm in right now, where I feel comfortable in being helpful and vulnerable in this way. Now, y'all know if you've been here for a minute, with my channel, I honestly don't really have a real problem being vulnerable on my channel because I have cried, literally just broke down off all in tears on my channel. I have showed up on my channel on some of my worst days, unbeknownst to many, cammed up even. So, being vulnerable is not really anything new to me, but going in this direction and building in this direction, where there will be a whole series for this. Now, something else I want to do is, as I do this, is I want to actually have panel discussions with others who are going through grief or have been grieving or have grieved and or those who are just curious about grief because they haven't really lost anyone that was close to them. And because it's different. Now, a loss is definitely a loss on any level. Okay. But there is a difference when there is degrees and different depths and magnitudes of relationships of love, of truly beloved, losing someone truly beloved, right? So Seal was like, pianos. He's putting up the cross scores like, no, no, no. Yes, Silva, panel discussions. There, we have to know, Silva, we have to know that there is a mature way and healthy ways to have panel discussions. And I trust myself. I know myself well enough to know that I can have healthy dialogues on my panels, on my channel. So I'm not worried about anything getting out the way at all. So, yeah, so that's going to be something. And I also want to talk about taking care of others, being caregivers. You know, um, this cousin whose husband we just laid to rest is, I have watched her take care of seven, has been the literally has been the caregiver, including her husband, of seven people. around me and in my family and in the other families around me in my environment, I am very accustomed to seeing women, husbands, wives, children take care of each other, take care of those who are unable to take care of themselves in the family and be diligent. And I think that it is one of the most beautiful, as taxing as it can be. And yes, it can be taxing, but as taxing as it can be, I think it is such an honorable way to really show a- and demonstrate your love for your family or for those that whom you say you love. Nothing to me speaks of love more than service. Not a gift, not anything of monetary value, not cars, not material things, nothing speaks to love and the action of love than service. When people need you and need someone the most, it's easy. Now, there could come a point in time where it's really out of the limitations of someone. It's out of the ability of someone where you have to take your loved one to a facility. But to first put first the effort and do your very best and to give your all first. To me, nothing speaks to love better than that. So I want to talk about that and have another playlist and panel discussion with that as well. And I think that these are more conversations that should be had in the Black community amongst the melanated people. I don't think we are really comfortable enough talking about such delicate and serious matters. Yet, these things are inevitable, and if you live long enough, they're unavoidable. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to start tonight. I'm going to start tonight. Now, I'm not going to do, I don't think I'm going to do a panel discussion tonight, but I am going to start the series tonight. And you know what? I want to make this announcement as well. I was leery for too long about announcing a service that I provide and am capable of doing. And today I said no more. Y'all, and the reason why I was so leery, to be honest, is because there is so much drama, so much chaos around the sector, YouTube sectors. For the most part, some of them that I have been in. And so I was, hey, I am pretty damn gangster showing love while traveling. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Have safe travels. Be safe. Hi, Measly Me. Um, and so I was leery about making this announcement on this channel. But you know what? I listen, y'all. I do life coaching. And not only do I do life coaching, but I work with other coaches doing seminars and workshops to help people, hey, Measly Me, have improved their lives in their relationships, in their approach to addressing issues, in their way of dealing with money and how they look at money. And I am a certified, accredited life coach. I am equipped. I am qualified to assist others with overcoming obstacles, having breakthroughs to get complete in areas of their lives where they are incomplete. In fact, completion is my specialty because I believe in breakthroughs. I believe in transformation. And I believe that if you are willing to do the work, you can live and face life in a completely different way that will free you from bondage. I believe in it. And not only do am I a believer, but I am also my own client. I am a testament of that myself. And I'm a testament of doing work with others. In other words, having sat in seminars and chairs and being willing to read the books and being willing to pray and being willing to meditate, being willing to walk, being willing to be vulnerable and being willing to admit that I was broken. Yes. So I am going to be announcing, and putting out there my services a little bit more frequently because my audience, if you're here, you deserve it. You are worthy of the investment, and it is an investment. It is an investment in yourself. It's a part of personal growth, and it's about being intentional in the direction of your life and what you create. So there's that for that. Another thing, I'm going to be a little bit more active on my women's channel, which is Reigning Woman 2. And I want to grow. I want to grow that channel. Um, that channel is more specifically for my melanated women, my melanated sisters. Other women are welcome. Men are welcome as well over on that channel. And matter of fact, I'm going to let me grab the link to that channel. However, I will say this: no one, if you have an issue, whatever your issue could be, might be with women in general, and in particular, especially Black women, that channel is not about catering to the issue that you have as a non-Black woman or as a male. It's not about catering to what your issue is, okay? And not sorry. Don't look for me to apologize to you about that, okay? Because it ain't about you, it's about us. It's about us. That's my women's channel. Let's see, anything else? As a matter of fact, m- it's likely if I don't do it sometime this weekend, definitely within the week, I'm going to put a special message on the women's channel, okay? So yeah, so that's what we got going on, y'all. Now, of course, I will be doing other I'll come on and I'll do other stuff besides the grief series and playlist. I'll talk about some other things at other times or in between time. But I wanted to announce this series and this playlist to help, to get y'all ready because this is going to be consistent. Okay. And yeah, so that's about it. I'm going to play some more music. I want to thank everyone for coming through. I got Over, Measly Me, I Am Pretty Damn Gangster. I have Little Rock, Joe W., Jacob Jennings. And yeah, so thank you all for coming through. Everyone catching the playback, thank you as well. Do me a favor. If you like what I've said, what you heard, and what's going on over here, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. You know what? And share. You know what? Share the content. And yeah, do that for your girl, okay? And if you're listening and you have not hit that subscribe button, I am going to ask that you come back again. Give me a try a few times. Go ahead, hit that button, hit the bell, and come holla at your girl. I'm play some music and we're gonna be out so I can come back and start this series. Peace. What am I gonna play now? I'm gonna play. Here, I'll play this. guys. Thank you.